welcome in, guys. It's Memorial Day, and I want to do a different video. I want to talk to you a little bit about why veterans' causes, and in particular, 22 a day, matter to me. Now, it's Memorial Day. It's a day that we honor the fallen, those who went to war and didn't come home. There's a lot online, and some will say Happy Memorial Day, and people get upset. The thing is this. Megatron and I went downtown Green Cove Springs today. They had food, they had bands, which were horrendous, but they had them. And basically, for Green Cove Springs, Memorial Day is the day. There's fireworks, and you may hear them in a minute. But that's the day that Green Cove Springs chooses to really celebrate. The 4th of July is big in Jacksonville and Orange Park and places closest to us, so we don't do as much. But I got to thinking as I was sitting there today, I've been asked several times, sometimes in anger, why do you care? The truth is, that's a fair question. Why do I care? I don't know that I can give you a cut and dry answer. I'm going to try. This is a knife channel, and if you've tuned in for knives, it's not really what we're going to talk about now. I'm going to make this brief. I do want to do this. Stoney AKA James, who is a subscriber, put in a post, Scab, I want to shout out my buddy, Randy Sugart, who was killed in the Battle of Mogadishu, along with 17 other Americans. Stoney watches the channel, and that's what we're going to call it. It's been his nickname his whole life. He served with Randy. And if that name sounds familiar to you, he was one of the snipers who got off the helicopter when he didn't have to, defending the pilot, defending the chopper. He wasn't defending the chopper, he was defending the pilot. And he was killed when he ran out of ammunition. Stoney, thank you for presenting Randy, and thank you for your service. And maybe that's a big part of the reason that veterans' causes matters to me, because I'm going to be honest with you, I have a lot of respect for that. Now, people have said, oh, you know, you're trying to live vicariously. No, I'm really not. Veterans' causes, they're on my heart, right? I would be much better off, and I'm being honest with you. It'd be much better off if, man, we just come on here and we played with knives and that was it, and didn't worry about a thing, and just had a good time, and I could do that. The problem is when something crosses my heart and it's not a whim comes and goes. When it's on my heart, I'm the one that has to look in the mirror. To know that there are men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice so that we can go downtown and celebrate. And that's what I was going to say. I don't particularly say Happy Memorial Day, I don't, but I do think it's important to celebrate. And I'm not talking about if you've lost friends and family, you mourn in your own way. I'm talking about those of us it's tough to put, I'm trying to find the right words. For those of us who can, I think it's important. Why? Because it's our way of honoring that sacrifice. You celebrate all you want. I do think it's important, though, to take a few minutes and just kind of think on it, reflect on it, be appreciative for it. But that's a big reason, because Randy didn't have to go. None of those people had to go. It was free will. And somebody ultimately always says, well, it was their choice. You're right. And that makes it even that much more important to me. I've lived not a great life. I made some bad choices. And this ain't trying to make up for it. Trust me, there's no making up for what I've done. There's just not. And this isn't open for debate. I don't need Bible verses and all that. I grew up in it. I'm just telling you, I don't do it to try to make up for anything. I do it because When I started this channel, it wasn't probably a month or two in, I read something on the 22 a day. It punched me in the damn stomach to know that men and women who have served this country get home and feel like they have no place to turn. Somebody would say, well, Scab, why does it matter to you? Why should you get in the fight? Why shouldn't I? I think I'm the one who should. There will come a day on this channel where we're able to do more than raise awareness. I believe that. Let me give you another name. ZJ Rides wanted to shout out his friend Niall Cody Sears, who didn't come home. Kurt Eisen. And what really gave me the idea to mention some names was Kurt. Kurt said, Scab, this holiday, I'm going to remember my son-in-law, Travis Alphen. Travis did 2 years in Afghanistan. He came home and he got on a motorcycle and he was no more. I don't know if we can make a difference. Hell, I don't know if we even make a difference. I do know that we are going to give it hell, and we're going to do everything we can. And I'm going to make this quick. Why do I care? I care because somebody gave a shit enough to say, hey, I'll go. That matters to me. Somebody said, hey, I'll leave my family to go so you can stay with yours. That matters to me. My wife is a veteran. Not a combat veteran, but she's a veteran. She was willing to serve. My son is a veteran, not a combat veteran, but he was willing to serve and he is re-enlisted. Veterans' causes matter to me. On this Memorial Day, I know it's for the fallen, but I can't separate those who fell in combat and those who went and when they come home felt so isolated and alone that they took their own lives. I know I haven't answered the question. The only way I can answer the question adequately and honestly is to tell you it is on my heart. And it's not going away. It's not a whim. Somebody would say, oh, and I've heard it all. See, you see some of these videos where I flip people off or I call people out. That's just messing around. You don't see the real hate that comes in. So let me explain something to you, and I'm not mad, I just want to explain it. When I say that sometimes it hurts the channel, you don't know the amount of hate that's out there, unless, of course, you're a veteran and have to live with it and have to hear it. Emails, posts, that shit I delete. I purposely, when I started this channel and when I took up the cause and said, look, we're going to shout it out, I knew what was going to be involved. I don't delete comments unless it's that bullshit. There's a guy that's mad at me. I mentioned him 100 times. He thinks he's a vet. He thinks I deleted his comment. Buddy, I didn't. I'm going to tell you for the last time I didn't. You can't run around using racial epithets and going crazy and going nuts. And it's clear that you have issues. And I'm not saying this meanly. I'm saying it from a heart of love. I didn't remove the comment. YouTube did. I'm not your enemy. YouTube is. On this Memorial Day, I can't tell you what. See, that's the beauty of America. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, those holidays, I make sure, Megan and I make sure, that one, we do something where we celebrate. That's important. Those freedoms were won for us. They were bled for us. There was a price paid. We've said it so much it's cliche. There's nothing cliche about it. Freedom ain't free. Far, far from it. So for each and every one of you who were willing to pay the price, thank you. I love you. I really do. I don't know 90% of the subscribers, 95%. Just know that if you served, you have my undying respect and appreciation. Doesn't give everybody a free pass. I've talked about that before. But I want you to know that I care. This channel cares. And we want to create an atmosphere and a place where you can watch an idiot, me, run around with a knife. Maybe it'll take your mind off shit. It ain't gonna, these videos aren't therapeutic. but maybe just for those few minutes, or maybe hearing somebody that they care and give a shit, maybe it helps. I hope it does. There will be a day, I promise you this, before I shut this channel down, there will be a day where we can put rubber to the road and we can do some real good. And you know what will happen? Nothing. You know why? Because I don't want anybody, we don't want accolades, we don't want praise, we don't take money, we don't want awards. I want to help. You know what'll make me happy? When that sumbitch hits 0. And we're talking about 0 a day. Will we see it in my lifetime? We're going to try. I love y'all. Bets, do. From the depths of my soul. I'm Scab. You're not. On this day, we honor the fallen. If you've lost someone in war, my heart is with you. Love y'all. Good night.